If you've ever thought about starting a podcast for your B2B marketing, maybe this will be the video that'll finally get you to take the plunge. There are many reasons why I think podcasting is such an effective B2B marketing strategy. In my last video, I talked about how thought leadership is such an important strategy when it comes to B2B marketing because it allows you to establish a lot of respect, authority, and trust in the market by sharing your knowledge. And producing a podcast is such an effective method of implementing a thought leadership strategy. Unlike a blog post or a white paper where a lot of that thought leadership tends to be a bit more formal and structured, podcasts are so down to earth. They're conversations between two people, and when the conversations really get going, you uncover ideas and insights that are difficult if you're just sitting by yourself writing down on a piece of paper. And podcasts are especially cost effective because you don't need to produce all of the insights yourself. The whole point of running a podcast is to identify guests, people that you respect, admire, and adore, invite them onto your show, and then ask them questions that you don't even have the answers to. In a way, podcasting is crowdsourcing thought leadership so that you as the B2B marketer doesn't need to come up with new novel ideas every single day. You just need to identify a long list of people that have unique insights, invite them onto your show, and share those insights and publish them under your podcast. And in B2B marketing, at the end of the day, what we're doing is building relationships out there. And I'm sure, as you know, open rates on a cold outreach email are not very high. It's very difficult. It's a numbers game. How do you increase response rate to an outreach? Well, you can try to pitch them your product, or you can invite them onto your podcast. Think of which one you're going to get better open rates and acceptance rates. A byproduct of running a podcast is you start to build all of these relationships with key thought leaders, purchasing decision makers that are in your space. And once they're on your show, you have a relationship with them. You can continue that relationship. You can have those conversations. And on the podcast itself, you probably learn a lot about your guests as well. And somewhere along the way, my guess is you're going to identify some problems that your guests might have at their companies, and that might actually be the beginning of a new business relationship. Now, don't be scared away by all of these super professional podcasts that we see and hear around sometimes. Most podcasts are just a simple recording, just like Zoom. There are so many tools out there. Putting together a podcast is actually not that hard. There's so many apps out there that makes the recording process seamless. For my Supercharged Marketing podcast, I use a tool called Zencastr. The guest shows up, it's kind of like a Zoom room. It records the video, it records the audio, then we've got an episode hammered out right away. And one of the biggest reasons why I love podcasting as a B2B marketing strategy is every episode gives you so many golden nuggets of thought leadership, novel ideas, and insights. You can then take those ideas, those snippets, those quotes, turn it into short video content that you put out there on LinkedIn, Instagram. You can turn those thoughts into a blog post. You can create a presentation out of some of those unique insights. And it leads so naturally to co-marketing. When the episode is complete, not only are you promoting it, your guest is going to be promoting it as well. So podcasting really creates this win-win scenario where you provide a platform for thought leaders in your space to be able to establish their credibility and thought leadership, and you can piggyback off of their unique insights to be able to grow your brand and your platform, and it creates this virtuous cycle where everybody wins. So if you don't have a podcast already, today I officially challenge you to get started, start a podcast as part of your B2B marketing strategy. Let me know in the comments whether it goes well or poorly, whatever learnings you have. And as always, if there are other topics that you'd like me to dive into, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.